Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and I just thought I'd show a little bit of gameplay from the original Chaos, since I've been talking about the Chaos Reborn Kickstarter. Now, this is actually run on ZXSpectrum.net. It has a Java-based emulator, which, because of Java security features, it's actually quite hard to get running, but once you do, it lets you play the game. Now, it allows up to 8 players. Now, the way it works is each player has to take their turn at the keyboard, and the other players are supposed to look away while the person is making their nefarious plans to take over the plane and become the last wizard standing. But this one is just 8 computer-controlled wizards fighting each other. We have, we have Gandalf, Saruman, Voldemort, Dumbledore, Merlin, Morgana, and yeah, we get a couple of references to Wizard of Oz in the form of Glinda and Theodora. But they're just throwing out magic spells left, right, and center. A bunch of a core feature or core mechanic is the conjuring of creatures to do your bidding. Some of them have magical ranged attacks, some of them are very fast, some of them fly, some can ride, some are undead. There's a whole bunch of different tricks, unique tricks to things. The spells are split into lawful, neutral, and chaotic. And as the players cast the spells, the balance of the plane goes from law to chaos or vice versa. And as the arena becomes more chaotic, it becomes easier to cast the chaotic spells. You don't have 100% chance of casting spells all the time. There's a chance you cast a spell and it simply doesn't work. Now, when you're conjuring a monster, and the percentage chance is perhaps not in your favour, then it's possible, not necessarily advisable, to create an illusionary version of that monster. Then you have 100% chance of creating that monster, but then other players always have the disbelieve spell to disbelieve illusions. Otherwise, if they're not disbelieved, they behave like regular creatures until they're killed, in which case I don't believe they leave a dead body. If there's a dead body floating around or laying around in the ground, there are some spells just like that let you resurrect them, and they will start to do your bidding. You can also see the gooey blob, which, depending upon how things goes, can spread all over the arena and really cause trouble, as does magical fire. You can also conjure... Oh, there's a wizard dying. I'm not sure who that was, but they didn't last long. I think that might have been Theodora, the Wicked Witch of the North, or whatever. Voldemort is conjuring centaurs and giants and everything. He's clearly trying to appeal to the magical creatures that were not really considered first-rank creatures in the wizarding world, right? If you've read Harry Potter, that will make complete sense to you. So this was originally created by Julian Gollop for Games Workshop. That's the same Games Workshop that, of course, does all the Warhammer games. Julian Gollop went on to create Laser Squad, and more famously, XCOM. He created the original XCOM turn-based, combat games. And he didn't have much to do with the remake, but the remake's pretty good, and I probably should actually spend some time playing it one of these days. The original games were much, much harder, much less forgiving, as they should be. Managing to go through the XCOM games without losing squad mates was borderline cheating. It pretty much involved safe-scumming your way through the game. Oh, dragon using ranged attacks. There's just a whole lot of crazy stuff going on here. I cannot keep track. Voldemort has now brought himself a magic bow, which you can use to attack other wizards. You can have magical shields as well, and there's some other stuff. Yeah, never mind. You can conjure some other magical items to help protect you. There are a lot of dead bodies on the map as well. The magic woods as well, they will actually let you get other spells, which can be useful. If you're within a magic wood, you have the option to get more spells. And there's a certain spell which is only available through magic wood. That wasn't really by design, that was largely a bug. Any wizard may enter the trees, and there is chance of gaining extra spells from them. The shadow wood, on the other hand, if you will place a bunch of shadow trees, and then they can act as if they will attack other players. They can be selected for movement. Once you get into combat with a hostile, then you're pretty much stuck in combat again, unless you both decide to disengage. There goes another Shadow Wood. This is why this game got great, is you could have all this crazy stuff going on the board, and nobody... Well, there's somebody else died. I didn't see who that was, but Voldemort and Saruman are still alive. Merlin is still there. Gandalf is still there. I think we're down to 4. Half the wizards have now died. Merlin tries to disbelieve a creature, and these guys can't move. Now, undead are only attackable by undead creatures, so or other wizards. You can have a magical armor, magical sword, magical knife, magical bow. You can place walls on the thing. The subversion, you can basically take another creature and turn it onto your side. The number of spells in this game was great. The only thing was that in this original game, it was designed for the Sinclair Spectrum. 48k of memory, right? Not a huge amount of memory. There was no character development. You pretty much were put into the arena. You were given a random set of spells. Now, there was a sequel created in the form of Lords of Chaos. That actually had some level of character development where you could wander through dungeons, wander through the levels, and you could fight other players. That was what some of the scenarios. Other scenarios would just involve wandering through dungeons and trying to get things that would improve your strength. So that was a sequel which is it has all of the same elements. It doesn't have the same spells, and it certainly has much better graphics because it was available for the 16-bit systems, the Atari ST and the Amiga. I'm not sure if there was a PC version, but I should probably look for it. So Chaos Reborn is currently undergoing a Kickstarter right now. It has a full RPG element. It has various levels of wizard. As you rise up the ranks, you get to become wizard lords. Wizard lords, they can fight when you're not around. You can set them up as an AI. Wizard kings and demigods, they control areas of the map, and players can work together in teams, or they can fight each other. Whoa, the magic fire is really taking over the map at this point. Somebody's got a magic sword there as well. Look at them waving that sword around. Oh, who's going to win this? Oh, wait, the dragon's still there, and the magic fire, it goes away. So it's just Voldemort versus Gandalf, and Gandalf is dealing with a big dragon and dies. Voldemort victorious.